I want to say something before the pick is made at 12, before we go live starting in an hour, before we actually see what happens and the clown show starts. That's what it feels like is about to happen. I'm feeling very pessimistic right now, so forgive me. The pick has not been made yet. I'm totally overreacting, but I wanted to post it anyway because what's the harm in overreacting before it happens? We're all feeling what I'm about to say right now. So we saw that tweet come out that Stacy Dales said, the Eagles obviously need receiver and corner, but don't be surprised if the pick is out of left field, right? It's at a position that might not be seen as an immediate need. And then she said somebody told her that it's not going to be the perfect position, but it's going to be the perfect player. And to me, that absolutely screams offensive line or defensive line, reaching for a prospect at 12 that everybody else wanted Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts at 6, right? Or at 12, they want Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, J.C. Horn, or Patrick Surtain, right? This report felt like, and again, we have no idea if this is just a smoke screen. Even Howie Roseman, he might be doing this as damage control when they take a lineman and everybody's mad, but who knows, maybe he's expecting a corner receiver not to fall at 12, and then one does. So again, nothing has happened yet, but it does feel like damage control in case. It feels like they're expecting a receiver or corner not to fall to 12, as I've been concerned today that could likely be the reality. And so they might not be able to trade up. There's reports they do want to trade up. But if they can't, I feel like this is Howie Roseman, who cares very much about the way he is perceived, right, through the media, through the eyes of the fans. He's very paranoid in that way. This feels like Howie Roseman saying, if I take Elijah Vera-Tucker here at 12, if I take Kwity Paye here, if I take even Rashawn Slater, who I wouldn't mind at that pick, but if I take a lineman or a non-sexy pick at the positions that we really need short-term and long-term more than anything, receiver and cornerback, I need to say this now to kind of start to justify the pick. That is what it felt like to me. It could also, maybe it means linebacker, maybe it means quarterback, maybe it means absolutely nothing, right? And it's just a total smokescreen and it really doesn't mean anything because, again, the board has not fallen yet. We don't know what's going to happen. So it might just be a total overreaction, but I'm prepared because the Eagles, this is exactly something they would say after they make the pick, right? After they take Marcus Smith, after they take Danny Watkins. The Eagles often make it way too hard on themselves, where they try to outsmart the entire league with this, unconventional pick, and then they go ahead and outsmart themselves and play their way out of a top prospect. And so I'm just preconditioned to feel like that's what's happening here because in the past, that is what the Eagles have done. And so I'm very nervous that's going to be a reality once again tonight. And it's not that I understand how important linemen are. The Eagles have taken a lineman 13 times with their first pick since the start of the 21st century. And when you start a rebuild like they're doing now, where do you start? It's with quarterback, it's with linemen, and it's with offensive line play. And there are potential long-term needs. Jason Kelce could retire at any minute. There's been trade rumors about Brandon Brooks. Lane Johnson keeps getting hurt seriously. You have no idea still what you have in Jordan Mailata and Andre Dillard. It makes perfect sense to want to build your offensive line. It makes perfect sense to, want to have a great pass rush still. Those two positions are why a huge reason as to why you've been good for the majority of the 21st century, why you won a championship in 2017. So I don't disagree with their philosophy of building through the trenches, right? But I think when you look at this draft, when you look at where they were at 6 and now where they are at 12, what they need long-term and short-term, who the strong prospects are in this class, it really goes towards the skill positions like receiver and corner. And if you don't get one, that's going to be really disappointing because the NFL now is a pass-heavy league. How do you win football games? Yeah, it's through having a line, right, on both sides, but it's through passing the football and through stopping the pass. And so right now, the Eagles, I don't think, have a good quarterback. They don't have good wide receivers, and they can't defend the pass either. So I'm nervous that this, normally a very forward-thinking team that normally prioritizes quarterback, throwing the football, stopping the pass through pass rush and through strong cornerback play, is suddenly going to take a huge step back in that way when it comes to modern football in 2021, because right now they don't have a good quarterback, at least I don't think yet. I don't know what Jalen Hurts is. They don't have good receivers yet. They can't defend the pass yet. Outside of Darius Slay, they have nothing at cornerback. And so when you combine that philosophy with the fact that this prospect pool is very strong in this 1 to 12 range at receiver and corner, and not really at the offensive and defensive lines, and then just the entertainment value as well, you combine all of that, And I think there's going to be a big sense of disappointment today if the Eagles come away with somebody like Kwity Paye or Elijah Vera Tucker. Again, it's the entertainment part too. This is me thinking through the eyes of a fan now. This is me trying to think through the fans that are going to be called dumb, that don't understand football today. You guys are totally justified in being disappointed, even if it's a lineman, even if it might be the right pick, philosophically. Because I'm going to feel this kind of too as a fan. I can't help it. This team has been miserable this year. Absolutely miserable. They traded away their franchise quarterback. They fired their Super Bowl winning head coach. I mean, just like look at my office. I mean, look at this wall. Carson Wentz, Doug Peterson. Look at this book. I mean, it's Doug Peterson. Look at my Super Bowl ring. It's Carson Wentz is on it. Like, this team got rid of everything that the majority of fans loved about this team the last 5 years. And there has been very little to cheer about. And so if they once again today, not that you make a pick based on entertainment value, but if they once again miss out on those receivers and corners and fun things for this fan base to cheer about, they're going to continue to get a negative reaction. And so this is probably a very premature video, and I should probably be making this after the pick of a lineman, but I'm just preparing ahead of time because this is normally what this team does. And I think a lot of you are feeling this now on Twitter right now because of that video from Stacy Dales. And so I'm hoping for our sake that that's not what happens. I am not totally anti-offensive line in this draft, but you guys know I want a receiver or corner very bad. There's another report that the Eagles could be looking to trade up for a corner or receiver, so there's hope still in that way as well. But if not, I'm nervous about what's about to happen in a couple hours. And this Eagles team just never makes it simple, and just lately has just not been a team that the good scenario plays out. It seems like what everybody doesn't want to happen continues to happen. So we'll see what happens in a couple hours. Locked On Eagles, me and Gino go live in just 1 hour on StreamYard, on Twitter at Locked On Birds, and at DiBiase, LOE. So sorry to kind of bring over a black cloud for you, but I was just trying to kind of mirror what I'm seeing on Twitter right now and voice your frustrations because they're mine as well, based on what I'm feeling like is going to happen at 12. I'm not confident if they don't move up that a quarterback is going to, or a corner or a receiver is going to be there at 12. So buckle up. We'll see what happens. Drink plenty of these because you're probably going to need it. Go Birds.